better. Our God, it go help us, oh. Our God, it go help us, oh. It go better, go better. Nigeria go better.
No country grows its economy by depending on importation. It is when a country is involved more in exportation activities that it can increase its GDP. And such country may not actually borrow money from foreign countries if we are serious with exportation activities. By GDP, I mean the gross domestic product, which is the total market value of all final goods and services produced within a country borders in a specific time period, typically a year. And what can actually increase our GDP is our exportation activities. When we produce goods and services we consume in our country locally, we also source for materials for production, for manufacturing locally. We are going to be looking at the activities of agro-allied companies. And one of the companies we are featuring today is DMARC Resources Nigeria Limited, a company in agro-allied business. The company is responsible for production of food items that the materials used is sourced locally. So let's take a look at the activities of DMARC Resources Nigeria Limited, the company that is involved in agro-allied business.
Hello, Nigerians. What do you think will deliver Nigeria from dollar as Nigerian business people pursue dollars for materials they use, especially those that are mostly importing? And there's nothing we can do than to be involved in export. Today, we're looking at one agro-allied company that is involved in export activities, which means that it will make Naira, by the activities of this company, Naira will gain strength because they are not sourcing for dollars. All the material used in the agro-allied sector is being sourced locally and is available locally. Today, we're going to be looking at the activity of DMARC Agro Resource Limited, an export company that is responsible for production of food items and sourcing the materials locally. And the person in charge of that company is a woman. You can see the entrepreneurial activities of women, that women are not to be, they are no longer staying in the kitchen, they are involved even in the business that is mostly found among men. Mrs. Olufunmilayo, you're welcome to our program.
Thank you, Ma.
It's interesting to also see you in the entrepreneurial activities that mostly is the field of men. How does it feel to be in that field?
Anyway, naturally people think that it is in the field of men, but women play a major role. It's only that we are not allowed on time. Because when we talk of agriculture or processing, it starts with food and ends with food.
Yeah.
So it's all food. And we know that the business of women are food, to care for the home, for the community, for the nation, even at large. And women, we are a little bit sensitive. We are trained with it, we are brought up with it, we have what it takes to make sure that a good food is dispensed to the table.
So now, you said that the company is majorly agro-allied.
Yes.
They are into export, meaning you are not importing, and all the materials are sourced locally.
We are agro commodity exporter and processor, which is divided into two areas. Agro commodity is we source our products, our natural product from Nigeria, and we export. Then after some time, after seminars and looking at how can we improve, we now started sourcing and adding value. That is the processing.
The processing aspect.
Yes. Like, let me take for example, though we are not in that field, like cocoa. Cocoa is produced in Nigeria.
Okay.
But many people will carry it to export it outside. And likewise, the Europe, they will come back to come and give us chocolate, to come and give us bonfita that we will now be buying. But if we have turned a new leaf to add value, what they are doing over there, we also do it over there and export our finished product to them.
Which means that the cocoa here, you can add value to it to make it edible.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yes, beautiful. Even our now, but we as a company, Dimart Resources Limited, we specialize into spices. We spice our product spices. We have edible food, that is health food, that is which are some few swallow. We are into spices, you know, natural spices. That is, you don't need to put some maggi or from all those things that will be ranging with health. No, natural, like ginger, like we now, we have developed a spice which is called masala mix spice. Put it into your seasoning, whether meat, whether jollof rice, whether into it, you go with it. That's why we have developed spices for pepper soup. Pepper soup spice, you can easily kill any catfish or goat or anything within you, and you eat it. By the time you are eating it, you are eating health, because there are many of our local spices that are inside that are good for our health. And what we discover now is that because of some junks, we now know that we have so many crops in Nigeria, like tiger nuts, like wheat. We do wheat pollard. Wheat pollard, you eat it, it's a digestion because it's got a lot of fiber. Even tiger nuts is good for elderly, it's good for the young, it's good for the old. Even corn flour, which is good, that will remove you from all kinds of this. With your pure vegetable, you are good to go.
Now, you said that you source your materials locally.
Yeah.
How challenging or interesting that can be. I want you to talk about the interesting aspect of it before we go to the challenges.
Yes, actually, you know, sourcing. What we did is that we liaised with farmers. A lot of farmers through the national presidents of Nigeria. Some national president like Carrots, National Association of Farmers, the Onion, they are the ones that know the reliable ones that we can invest in to do offtake. Like onion, we produce onion powder, onion flakes. We process onion flakes here. So, and we liaise with them. They have some farmers who are even looking for buyer. We too, we are looking for who will plant for us. So they are the one that is doing the brokerage. So we collect their onions and we bring it to our factory. We process into flakes.
So that's interesting. So you find that interesting.
Very, very, very
interesting. At least when you know that farmers, they have different heads of farmers. One in charge of carrots, one in charge of onions, one in charge of pepper.
Yeah.
That's interesting. What about the challenges?
The challenges are, one, in the process of their bringing in, because of the distance, majority of our thing is taken from the north, from Jos, you know, far. Many of those farmers are not really enlightened. And you can also remove corruption. Some of them, the immatured one, they will pack it with matured one. And we all know that agricultural product has limited shelf life.
Yeah.
Some of them will not package it with appropriate packaging materials. So before getting to us here, it's already getting spoiled.
Okay. Don't you think that it's also very important to be there to lecture them on how you introduce a good packaging system styles to them so that it will be easier for you, so that it will also reduce the damages?
Yeah, very true. I think in their group, because almost all of them belongs to group. They have their group, and what we do for their coordinators is also to tell them, to train them what to do. Many of their leaders, they know what to do, but at times negligence and some of them just let me just do it since the quantity is much. They would like to deviate from normal and just to achieve what they want, not putting in mind that their action is going to cost somebody something somewhere.
I think what you should do is that, I know that you may not be able to go to those farmers directly. There used to be intermediaries between you and the farmers.
Yeah.
And let me assume the intermediary is the head of the farmers.
Yeah.
Because there shouldn't be any other intermediary.
Mm-hmm.
Though you are buying directly from the farmers, they should be head. I think, don't you think the training you are saying is not going to be something that you will entrust in the hand of the head of the farmers? I think, don't you think your organization also has the responsibility of actually, you are always there to ensure you give them instruction exactly on how the packaging is to be done?
Well, actually, we can't go to them on one by one. Mm-hmm. We relate with them as a team. And like responsibility. Our responsibility to them goes to them through their team leader. Okay. And all that we want, all the criteria that are needed has been passed across because there is an agreement. If we are doing offtake from you, we expect you to fulfill this level. Okay. So because we can't do everything all through, so it's a collaboration. So we collaborate with them through their leaders, and occasionally we go there, we visit them, we visit their farms, and we inspect them, and we also talk to them one-on-one.
That's good. So now, apart from the challenges of the spoilage of the food items, what other challenges do you also face as an agro exporter company?
Yeah, capacity and inconsistency.
And what is that?
Capacity in the sense that, a farmer can tell you that, I'll be able to provide you 30 tons.
Okay.
And it's not even their fault because it is the ground. Some of them, the yield may not be up to the expectation. Do you understand? So that one too always normally rock the ship.
So you understand. Which means that we actually need more people.
Yes. More farmers.
More farmers.
Yes.
Yeah, like when you were talking to us initially, you were saying that most of your raw materials are brought up from the north.
Yeah.
Why not thinking of other parts of Nigeria, like the southeast, like the southwest?
Actually, the problem is there is that every zone are gifted for one thing or the other. We have practiced onion here in the south. It didn't work.
Okay.
It didn't work. It works more in Jigawa, in Sokoto, like that.
Okay.
The same effort that you will use here, you will not have that yield. Every zone have what's ahead.
Do you actually, apart from the north, do you take from other parts of Nigeria?
From every of our products have specific place we take them from. We don't deal only on onion, we deal on habanero.
Okay.
Habanero pepper.
It's from,
for example, habanero pepper is the south here. Even in Ekpe here, they can produce habanero.
Okay, so
we produce habanero. Yes. Even in Enugu,
all this yellow pepper, Ijos, yellow pepper, those ones are there. Crayfish from Akwa Ibom, yeah, and all that. So we are friends to everybody in Nigeria.
Okay, that's good. Well, the interesting thing is that all the materials you use in the production of your food items, they are sourced locally. That is interesting. That is interesting. So that you don't actually have the stress of dollar.
There's nothing like that.
There's nothing like that. You only take dollar. That is it. Now, viewers, you can see that it is interesting to be involved in any activities that involve exportation instead of importation, so that you won't have the stress of the dollars. Those who are importing clothes know the stress they go through to get dollars, either increasing or decreasing or increasing, always on the increase. But with exportation, it makes our economy healthy. So we are going into the factory of DMAC Resource Limited, so that you can see what is involved in the production of those food items.
Nigeria go better. Nigeria go better.
Now in the production unit of DMAC Agro Resource Limited with the Director of Production, Mrs. Funmilayo Obireru. So this is Unit 1.
Yes, these are processing hall Unit 1.
This is the processing hall Unit 1. What do you actually do here?
What we do is that the moment our product comes in, our quality control checks it, whether it's okay for us to accept or to reject. We check the moisture, we check all some parameters that we need. After that, then we start scaling it and we bring it in. Okay. This is a processing hall Unit 1.
Okay.
You know, like our crayfish, we have store. Crayfish store 1. We scale, then we store it inside. You know, this one has capacity to take over 500 bags. They are always in bags of 5 kg of crayfish.
So you sort them.
This is another second store for the raw crayfish. And these are the places where we process them. Okay. When we bring the bag, we put it on the mesh. This is a 3 mm mesh, stainless. Then we pick all the things that are not crayfish, crab, shell, all stone, and any admixture. We take time to remove it, then before we process it. Yeah, from here, we put it into the basin, then to the dehydrators. Okay. We have our fleet of dehydrators. You understand? A lot of them are digitals. These are industrial dehydrators. Here we dehydrate it to become crispy. By then, no head, no fin, no antenna, no admixture, purely crispy, that has the shelf life durability of 18 months. This one is a 40 trays of stainless steel. These are the trays. With this one can take capacity of 1 ton at a time. All these are the dehydrators. 1 ton of the crayfish. And as I've said, you know, we also do process onions, right? This is our vegetable slicer. We process onions, we process carrots. Do you understand? All veggies. This is the washer where we used to wash it. These are vegetable slicers, and these are another vegetable slicer. They are all industrials. When we slice it finish, it also goes into the dehydrator. But you know, we program our productions.
Now, let me ask one question. This dehydrator, all the equipment here, are they locally sourced or they are imported?
Like this, it is, this one is fabricated in Ibadan. Some of them at Owodi Onirin, they are all stainless. But the dehydrators are imported. At least we still have locally produced equipment. All our mesh, all our steel. That is interesting. Stainless mesh. That's what I want to hear. Made in Nigeria. I know that very soon Nigeria to come to the point of producing dehydrators that we can buy. We just want to. The interesting thing we want is that we want to produce what we use, the equipment we use in producing it. That would be interesting, and it strengthens the economy. Yeah. Like this, our local oven, which is also doing the same thing because it's being powered by fan, is fabricated here. That's interesting. This is our processing hall unit 2. As I've said, the moment we finish scrubbing and all that, and dehydrating first, this is the second stage, which is hand picking. What we do here is we hand pick to remove any extraneous matters like string, shell, periwinkle, anyone that escaped from the meshing over there. We unpick it to make sure that it is clean and ready to the table. So this is crayfish crush that we are unpicking, removing any extraneous materials, any shell, stone, or anything. After removing all this dirt that is in it, then we return it back into the dehydrator to heat it again because of hand touch. Then it goes into packaging. Like I said, it's a processing hall unit 2. When we finish with our onion, this is the finished onion temperature store. This is also finished goods crayfish store. You know, like I said, that we are into also made for crayfish. We have crayfish whole. This is crayfish whole that we produce for companies and for those who really want to buy and repackage. No head, no fin, no antenna. This is crayfish. It is packed in 10 kg. You take it to the company. It's either the company uses it to do some of their food, some repackage it, some. So this is our crayfish we just supply. So these are the ones that are still remaining. We are still processing more. We have crayfish whole, we have crayfish crush, we have crayfish powder, we have shrimp powder, we have fish powder. We are in processing hall unit 3. As I've said, we have lines of this is where we pulverize all our products like tiger nuts, flour, wheat pollard, corn flour. This is our pulverizer, where we pulverize our wheat pollard, tiger nut flour, corn flour. So this is where we pulverize it. And we also have a grinder. This is where we grind our pepper, because we monitor all our processing. Where we grind our pepper, yellow pepper, habanero pepper, that is after dehydrating it. This is where we pulverize it. Okay. This is our packaging room. This is our industrial vacuum sealing machine with the compressor. This is another sacheting packaging sealing machines. We have our digital scale before we pack. We have our sample, small digital scale and sealing machine with a high power blender for samples for customers. We also have our different packaging materials in bottles, in sachets, in bags. And we have our seal-up, voice seal. Then we sent, this is our sewing bag machine for our wheat polar and some of this. And when we want to send sample, we send through DHL. So we are also an account owner in DHL, whether I want to send sample to America or to South Africa. Anyway, this is our product shelves, as I said. Yeah, these are crayfish, fish, shrimps, yellow pepper, garlic, ginger, and these are the masalas. These are the stripsy crayfish. You will get to know. This is wheat pollard, turmeric, dry parsley, and these are the country onion. All these ones are tropical spices. And in the middle one, this is pinto beans. Okay. Yes, pinto beans, and this is this one is this is haricot. It is used for baked beans. That's what they use for baked beans. You see it in the at Akwa Ibom, toward between Cameroon and Nigeria, Calabar side, which is good. Then this is cocoa. This is cocoa beans. Yeah, from Mundo, from Akwa Ibom, from Ekiti side, and we also have hibiscus flour. We also source that to export. So these are the ones we export among the crops.
I deal with the Director of Operation of DMAC Resources Nigeria Limited, Mrs. Funmilayo Obiero. He has taken us through all the processes. You can see that women, like people used to know us as textile lovers, and we love textile business. But this is a different one. This is not an importation business. This is activities that are meant for exportation, and women are also found there. Production processes are all, the processes are common with men, but women now are coming into manufacturing, coming into production. And the most interesting thing is that materials for the production of the food items, those materials are sourced locally from the local farmers. So we are not going to be chasing dollar. Dollar will not be chasing us, and this will strengthen our economy. So, Mrs. Funmilayo Obiero, I want to say a very big thank you.
Thank you, ma.
For taking us through all the processes, for bringing us in. And we know that Nigerians will see you, and the government will also see you. Bank of Industry, this is a company you should ensure they assess your know, because they are not taking it to import. Have responsible person in charge of the operation, or even the chairman, that will make good use of the law. There's a factory that we can see. So that's all I can be able to take on these entrepreneurial activities of Nigerian women. Until I come your way again, I am Olushola Agbami. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.